reminded of how everything we put on our skin, it is, our pores will soak it up, and it can settle into the tissues. And the more I started to read and research and familiarize myself with this information, I was floored. All right. Hi, everyone. Coach Latanya here. So excited about this because this is my passion. My passion is to help you elevate wellness. And one of those areas for me is through my line, Naturally Yours. I do it so that we can turn those moments into rituals, those moments where you kind of bring it down a little bit and pamper yourself, those moments where you come back to who Creator has designed you to be, come back to you in the midst of whatever it is that you may be going through. So that is my hope. That is, it's my joy. It's my passion. And so I'm so excited to bring some information to you that I think is going to serve you very, very well today. So you know that I create these products, and the reason why is because back in 2016, 2017, I was really burning the candle at both ends. I was doing way too much. I was leading ministry, worship, and that is a job. It's a job that I love. I love to worship Creator. I love it. But when you have to pray all week long and press in so that others can come in, that is a work. And that type of work, or that work on that level, takes a demand on the body. So it's not that it's a problem, but I was doing that in addition to raising small children, having a full clientele in a studio, as well as outside of the studio, barely getting 6 hours in a night, working out myself, in addition to working out with clients. Now, during this time, looking back on it, it really was a blessing for me because it helped me to recognize that yes, fitness is very important. However, we have to really look at the whole individual. And it is because of that experience that I am here. I am the woman that I am today. So I just want to encourage someone that no matter what you're going through, that can be a turning point, a pivotal point in where you are going, a pivotal point in who you are to become in that next season. Okay. So don't give up, press in. You never know the gems that you're going to gather that can help someone else. All right. So one of the things that I realized in that, because, as a kid, you're learning these things, you're exposed to these things, and sometimes we take them for granted until we need them. And then we're grateful. We realize that these were actually gems that I've gotten, that we've received, right, from our elders. And that's what happened for me. So at that time, my daughters were, just getting these allergic reactions, teary eyes, itchy eyes, watery eyes, breakouts along the hairline when I would do their hair. And so I just needed to clean up our skincare, beauty care. I just needed to clean it up. I started to delve into more research and reminded of how everything we put on our skin, it is, our pores will soak it up, and it can settle into the tissues. And the more I started to read and research and familiarize myself with this information, I was floored. And not only was I floored, I was moved, compelled to do something different, compelled to go in the opposite direction. And that is really what caused these formulas to come forth. I got in my kitchen and I started working on things, had to go back and remember, what did my grandma say? What did she use? How did she do it? And that is how they were birthed. Now, and I thank Creator for that, because all those things I didn't even remember I knew came back to the forefront. So he brought them back to my memory. This is one of my best sellers, and I use it for myself. I've demonstrated my own hair growth from here. And I don't know if you can see this, but again, I'm having more hair in here. This has filled in now, and then here, and then also here as well, right? You can see the hair now. And so this is also filling in. So all of this here, all of this, I didn't have this before. And even this, it was a lot thinner, but it's filled in my whole hairline. My hair is strong. It feels great. My scalp is not itchy. It feels healthy. And you guys, I've colored my hair very, very light. I've colored it several times, and I am not telling anyone they should color their hair several times because it is a chemical and it can damage your scalp, your hair, your skin if you're not careful, if you don't know what you're doing, if you're not familiar with it. Okay, so I recommend if you want to have hair color, just consult a professional, have someone help you or do that for you. But again, I have that experience and it's my hair. So if I mess it up, then I messed it up. Okay. But this is on top of, or in addition, or in spite of the hair color that I've used and the bleach and all those things that I've used. I'm so grateful my hair is growing in and it's strong, it's long, and it's not compromised from it. So that is my experience using these products. I use this on a weekly basis, and I also have customers who've used these products as well, and they have made comments that, you know, you can see my little baby lock here because I've actually had to start locks along my hairline because it started to grow in, fill in thicker. But I even have customers who have commented that their hair feels like totally different hair, that their hair feels totally different. And you know, my hair is thick and coarse. I've shared this before. And so what that means is thick is the density of the hair, right? How much of it you have. But coarse is like what one strand is like. So one strand is like wiry. It's wiry and it's thick. And so I have a lot of wiry, thick hair. And before using my products, I can honestly tell you that the shampoos I use, my hair never felt like hair. I just thought that's how it was. There's even an article I was reading the other day, and one of the descriptions of the Chloride people is that we have thick, bushy hair, thick, coarse, bushy hair, just a lot of hair. And that's all, you know, growing up, my cousins, we all had this thick, bushy, I don't like to say it's bushy, but just an abundance of thick hair. And so hair is something that I had to navigate all my life, and my daughters. And so that was the inspiration of creating a product that helps to support healthy hair, but can also tame the abundance of hair as well. So hair growth is kind of my thing, and I wanted to share some information with you about some ingredients out there that can actually compromise your hair growth. Okay, so when we look at shampoos and products, you know, we look at, okay, does it clean my hair? What does it say? It says that it is, you know, it'll clean the hair, maybe condition the hair, removes dirt, whatever. And so we can just pick a shampoo because it says that it cleanses the hair. However, there are ingredients that we really want to be mindful of, because some of those ingredients in those formulas can compromise your hair growth to the point that it can cause breakage and it can cause your hair not to grow anymore. All right. So let's go ahead and get into a few of those ingredients. I have my notes here, so I'm going to be looking down. Okay. So, sulfates, you may have heard, you know, as we see it now, we have more information on that. We know that sulfates can hinder the hair growth, and it does this by stripping the oils from the hair and the scalp. So I've mentioned this before, but when we have, you know, my hair is curly, right? So that means that we all produce sebum, okay? Sebum is the natural oil that lubricates the scalp. This is why we don't have the dry, itchy scalp. Now, some people may have, you know, scalp conditions, And that is, you still may produce sebum, but maybe not as much. So some will produce more sebum than others. Everybody's a little different. So, but sebum is what we naturally produce to lubricate the scalp, lubricate the follicles, and that is what helps to keep our hair from breaking and stripping, feeling dry. And so, but now the rate at which that lubrication, the rate at which that sebum travels down the hair shaft is largely dependent upon the texture of the hair. So if my texture is curly, it's going to take longer for it to travel down. This is why curlier haired individuals don't shampoo their hair every day. It may be every other day or every other day. Okay. And because the reason for that is so that that hair has time to travel down that shaft. Now, the curlier your hair is, the longer you may go without shampooing because of that reason. So when we say, oh, your hair is dirty, it's not that your hair is dirty. You have to find out what works for you. Everyone is different, and the season can also change. Age can also change, right? Because as we age, our hair also changes. So what you did 10 years ago, you may not do now, right? Okay, so you want to be mindful of, if I washed my hair 3 days ago, what does my hair feel like today? Does it feel dry? Is my scalp dry? Is it itchy? Is it dry? Is it flaky? How does my hair feel today? So I shampooed my hair on Monday. Today's Thursday. And I used my oil last night, okay? And I'm fine. Hair feels good, scalp feels fine, I'm fine. So I'll probably use my in another day or so, maybe 2 days, because again, the season is changes. So the humidity in the air also factors in how often I use it, but I still use it on a weekly basis. Sodium chloride, which is a fancy word for salt, okay? Sodium chloride also can strip the hair of natural oils, drying out the scalp, causing it to be irritated, dry, which can affect hair growth. Now, parabens, this is one of the reasons why we hear, no parabens, no phthalates, but the paraben is used as a preservative in ingredients, but parabens have not only been found to damage the keratin in the hair, right? It can damage the keratin in the hair, but it can also disrupt the hormones. And this is what I realized in 2016, 2017, is that something was going on with my hormones. And but the parabens can disrupt the hormones because they act as an estrogen, found in many of the formulations that we use and we shampoo our hair with. But in addition to that, it weakens the keratin bonds, and that keratin is what those bonds is what keeps our hair strong. So if it is compromising the bonds of our hair, it's compromising not only the growth of the hair, but the integrity of the hair. In addition to that, it's also disrupting hormonal balance, which can cause, and there's a study, it can reduce your success with weight loss. Exactly. So when you look at shampoos, it's not just yes, it's cleansing your hair. Dish soap can do that. Not that I'm advising anyone to use dish soap, because I am not. But what I am saying is, if your only requirement for shampoo is that it cleanses the hair, dish soap can do that. Okay? So you want something that's going to really serve you where you're at and your needs, and not just cleanse the hair. Okay? So not only can it disrupt the hormones, compromise the bond, the structure of your hair, but it can reduce the success of weight loss even when you are reducing calories. That, for me, that was it. I was done after that. Okay? Dithalamine. Okay? That also attacks the protein in the hair. So protein, we know, is the building block for muscle, but protein is also the building block for hair. Protein, keratin. This is why we have protein treatments. Some people may need more protein treatments than others. Everyone is different. Lifestyle, genetics, all of that has a part to play with the level of protein. But this ingredient attacks the protein in the hair, which weakens the hair, which can cause breakage, which can cause also hair fall. Now, formaldehyde is also a harmful ingredient. Sometimes we can see this in nail polish, but you want to read the ingredients on your formulations of the products that you use, especially on a regular basis. Now, formaldehyde is a known human carcinogen. Carcinogen is cancer causing, right? And this is based on the International Agency for Research on Cancer. Okay, they have deemed it to be a human carcinogen. Okay, now formaldehyde has been shown to be in some of these formulations as well. The next one is propylene glycol. Propylene glycol can cause scalp irritation, and so it's itchy to the point where it's causing hair loss. Okay. Another one is silicones. I hate the cones, the silicones, dimethicones. I know sometimes these formulas will say that it adds shine to the hair and sheen to the hair. But what it can really do is cause your hair to look lifeless. And I've used these products before where I use it on my hair and it's just like not doing anything. And then I'm using 2-3 other ingredients or other products to try to make it do something, make it look like something. And it's just not even moving. But I thought that's just how my hair was. And sometimes we think, oh, well, that's just how our hair is. Our meaning curly haired individuals, that's just how curly hair is. But that's not necessarily the case. It's not that your hair is so rebellious. Sometimes it's the things that we put on it that your hair is saying, I'm not doing this. And so read the ingredients on your products. The silicones can clog your hair follicles. Now, if your hair, think about the pores, right? If your pores are clogged, what happens? Breakouts occur, pimples occur, right? Blackheads occur. And so if we're clogging our follicles, then our scalp is not breathing properly. Think about a garden. I'm getting my garden prepared now to grow flowers and herbs and things like that again. And I'll be sharing with you guys some gardening, my gardening journey this year. But think about really good soil. Your ground is really good soil, and the products you use like this can be really good fertilizer. It's going to cause your crops to be lush, right? And beautiful. But when we're using ingredients that compromise, strip away or clog that scalp, then we're not going to get that growth that we're looking for. Okay. Now the next one is sodium lauryl sulfate. Okay, or sodium laureth sulfate. Now this can corrode the hair follicles. So it can really do such damage to the hair follicles that it can prevent hair from, after a while, from even growing. I think this is important to make mention that if you look at all of these ingredients, it's almost like they have a different assignment. A few of them will strip the hair of oils. A few of them will compromise the protein, the structure of the hair. A few of them will cause the follicles to not really be healthy and be more compromised and weakened. So they all kind of play a part in destroying hair growth. And I find that to be quite interesting. What I recommend is just going in your cabinet, looking at your ingredients, looking at the ingredients in the formulas that you use most often, and seeing if you see some or all of these ingredients. But I want to encourage you and let you know that it does not have to be that way. So what do? What I recommend is, it's not easy because it can be expensive, especially if you're having to replace so much. So what I recommend is going in there, looking at what has the most of those ingredients and which of those products you use most often. Take those products and put them aside. Look at your hair journey where you're at right now. Do you need all of those products? Okay. If you're on a natural hair journey, you're not using maybe the relaxers or whatever type of chemical, right? You're not using it or not using it as often. Do you still need that? Now, what I'm going to share with you is there is a journey in this, and the journey does not have to be, I don't like when people say, oh, it's the transformation. I feel so ugly. And I know I've been there where you just don't feel as attractive because you feel like this is, oh my goodness, I don't see myself this way. I didn't see myself like this. And then we have culture telling us how we look because of our hair, right? Our hair is like, oh, it's too curly, it's not good, or it's too frizzy. And curly hair is beautiful as well. So I recommend looking at those ingredients, looking at those products. Do you really need those products? And starting with one or two clean formulas that you can use to replace those. Now, as you use those one or two new formulas, see how your hair responds, okay? So one or two at a time, see how your hair responds. Is your hair softer? Does it stay moisturized longer? Is it easier to tame? I have some hair butters that not only moisturizes the hair and helps to hydrate, but it also helps to tame the frizz. It smooths the hair, it conditions the hair, and it is a hair butter. Okay, so it's a really, really good product. I'm going to put the link down below. I think I have about 5 of those. I think I have about 5 of those in stock. But really, really good formulas, 100% natural, made with my oils and butters, 100% natural, okay? And I make it in small batches so that it doesn't, it cannot sit on your shelf for 5 years. 2 years, 2.5 years, yes, but not 5 and 10 years. So it is beautifully crafted, and it has helped so many people. Just their hair feels like hair again, and it's nourishing, and it's not toxic, and it's a beautiful, beautiful product. And then move accordingly. Okay, that's what I recommend for you. So it's not so overwhelming, but you're able to implement and go green over time, but really learn who you are, embrace the process, and understand that your transformation is a beautiful one. Okay, and I'm just going to share with you a few of the ingredients that I use. So again, this is in a dark bottle, dark amber glass bottle with a dropper as well. And I use this because I don't want anything leaching into your product. The amber glass helps to preserve the potency of the product. I make it in small batches. I'm not putting these crazy preservatives in there. It's shelf stable, and it is a very, very good product. But one of the reasons, or three of the reasons that makes it a really good product is I infuse it with herbs that help to fortify the hair. For example, castor oil. We've talked about castor oil before. If you've not familiar with some of the benefits, then watch a few of my videos on castor oil that I've been doing. It has helped to thicken my hair, fill in my hair, and promote hair growth. Another thing about this product, it's made with fenugreek seed, fenugreek leaves. So I I use an extraction process to get the medicines from that. Indigenous nations, we call herbs and things, the properties from it, we call that medicine. So to take the medicines from that and really get it into the oil as well. Now, what the fenugreek medicine does is it slows down the ability for DHT to attach to the hair follicles. So DHT is dihydrotestosterone. DHT is what causes male pattern baldness. So it slows down the ability for the DHT to attach to the follicles. Okay. I also use rosemary, fresh rosemary from the garden that I grow. I dry it, my whole process, and then I extract it in the oil as well. And rosemary has been studied and shown to help promote hair growth. So those are just 3 things about this formula that has been so beneficial for myself and many others as well. Like I said, I'm going to put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself on my website, latanyabaruch.com. But I hope that this video served you well. I hope that this video kind of shed some light on ingredients that can harm your hair growth. Take a look at the products that you use most often and do your research on that, and take those 1 or 2, put them aside, implement something natural, see how your hair responds, and move accordingly. All right. Thank you so much for watching and being with me on this video today. I hope that you enjoyed it. If so, leave a comment. Let me know. If this is your first time, welcome to my channel. And please, if you enjoyed this content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so the next time I upload a video, you will be among the first to be notified. To each and every subscriber, from my day ones to my right nows, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, and you are the inspiration for this channel. I look forward to seeing each one of you on the next video, and until next time, live beautiful.